Back with part two of Local 6 Legal Line. This time it's Austin Kennedy of the Bryan Law Center answering your questions at 1-888-208-6946. If you have a question regarding workman's compensation or personal injury, give us a call. We'll try to get that answered for you here in the next few minutes. Which leads us to a question from a person who says, how do I appeal a decision from work comp that denies the surgery my doctor recommended?
That can certainly be a predicament. A lot of times when that happens, you've got basically one or two options. You can contact a lawyer to go ahead and file your claim with the Department of Workers' Claims. What would happen there is you would bifurcate the case, meaning like you would separate it into a singular issue, meaning the judge would just decide the compensability of that surgery and nothing else about the case. Now that's going to take probably about 6 months from the date of filing to even get a decision, maybe even 6 to 8 months really. The other option would be to put it on health insurance and then pursue your case either by filing or trying to settle it, but you're going to have to make sure that health insurance is going to have a subrogation interest and a lien on any settlement or judgment you get on that work comp case, so you have to make sure that they get paid back. So it's definitely a good time in that situation to go ahead and get a lawyer, because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done, and it needs to be done correctly. And if not, it could really hurt you down the road.
We have a question from Mark, who says, I sustained a pretty bad injury at work. Work comp says I violated the safety rules and they're trying to deny my claim, but I was only doing what my supervisor told me to do. How will this affect my claim?
Well, generally with work comp, how an accident happened it doesn't matter. As long as you didn't intentionally hurt yourself or the employer didn't intentionally hurt you, negligence doesn't come into play. However, if there's a safety violation on either the employer's part or your own, it could lead to either a reduction or an increase in benefits. A lot of times though, if you start pointing the finger at the employer or supervisor about something they did, well, they're going to do the same thing back to you, in which case you're just going to get into a kind of an endless, I guess, litigation over who did what and what it ended up causing you. So long story short, is it's real fact sensitive. Need to know more information to give you kind of a better idea on how to approach that.
Got a little bit more than a minute left, and we have a question from an anonymous viewer who says, I re-injured my back in a car accident that was not my fault, and now the insurance company is asking me to get my old medical records on my back before they will make a settlement offer. Do I have to do that for them? And it doesn't say if that's his insurance company or the other person's insurance company. I don't guess it matters, does it?
More than likely it's the other person's insurance company, and what they're trying to look at is any kind of pre-existing condition. If there's a pre-existing condition, say you again injured back years ago, something unrelated, they're going to want to see what the state of your back was prior to that accident. So the best case scenario is like you had an MRI the day before the accident, have the accident, and then you can compare the MRI following the accident, but that's a very rare situation. So what they're trying to look for is those past medical records, anything they can find to see whether or not you had a pre-existing active condition or whether that condition was dormant or whether you had anything at all. Do you have to get it? You don't have to. I would, just because at some point if you have to file a suit on that thing, they're going to get those records anyway. Okay, so might as well beat them to the chase, give them all they want. That way you're not hiding anything. You don't have to worry about what may transpire once you file the lawsuit.
Austin Kennedy and Tara Swanson have been our guests on today's editions of Local 6 Legal Line. If you would like to review either one of these segments, give us just a little bit. We'll pop these up on our website under the Legal Line icon here in just a bit at WPSDLocal6.com.